Visit CCGCastle.com and get 5% discount on your purchase with TCG Center 5 code. Check video description or visit CCG Castle for more. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at another deck for the standard format and a budget build. So this is my Snorlax Hypno deck. So I actually decided to build this Snorlax deck after I saw my friend playing this deck and trying to troll me with it. But unfortunately he didn't make a lot of success with it. I guess I will be right now very rude when I say that his build was very bad, but definitely his build was very bad. But then, anyway, I decided to make something to surprise him. So shout out to him if you watch this, and I know you watch this video. So basically, toss and turn, or like Tupac actually has one song, Toss It Up. So toss and turn for 30, and this attack will does 90 more damage if Snorlax actually is asleep. So you can hit for 120 if your Snorlax is asleep, and you can definitely also sleep your opponent by Hypno and go for 120 from turn to turn. In my opinion, this deck is much better with Fighting Fury Belt because you can go for 130 and you can have 180 HP on your Snorlax. And on the other side, for example, in my opinion, it's much better than Bursting Balloon because with Bursting Balloon, I know if your opponent wakes up and tries to attack, it can also knock him out. But with 180 HP on Snorlax, it's just freaking beast, and it's not that easy to one-hit knockout, especially those non-EX attackers who cannot hit for more than like a 60 or 100 per turn. On the other side, with Mew, you can also copy your Snorlax attack, toss and turn, and for example, you can hit for one-hit knockout your opponent Mega Mewtwo. So that's the reason why Mew is good in this build. You can also think about taking one line of Substrika, so you can also one-hit knockout your opponent Mega Rayquaza with Substrika for 2 prizes, but then you need to cut 2 cards and probably we are going to lose on consistency. Against Mega Rayquaza, I guess we can have a Pearl City in play, we can have Faded Town, so we can have, again, pretty decent matchup. And on the other side, if he's not going to be able to wake up, we can always hit again for toss and turn and knock him out. So taking 2 prizes against 1 prize. And in my opinion, this is the perfect build you can get with it. Of course, maybe you can try to tweak always something to be a much better, but since I'm playing with the budget builds, I always like to go with 4 copies of N, because I just want to get the best consistency and the best possible chance to actually in the late game, if my opponent is in advantage, take him in disadvantage by ending him down to like 1 or 2 or 3 cards, and maybe even surprise him by playing that Delinquent. So, 14 Pokemons, 36 trainer cards, and 10 energies. Of course, 60 cards in total. So, running 4 copies of Snorlax. This is gonna be main attacker, and of course, I wouldn't say main attacker, but substitute for my main attacker is going to be Mew with that Memories of Dawn. But of course, it also has retreat, so if I start with Mew, it's much better than starting with, for example, Drowsy in the active spot, because then I need to search my Floatstone and stuff like that, maybe even waste energy to retreat, and that's not going to be good. 2-line, 2/2 Drowsies and Hypno with a Goodnight Baby, so once during your turn, you might leave both active Pokemon asleep, which can be definitely good. On the other side, Zen Headbutt can also go for 100 against Garbodor, so I can one-hit knock off Garbodor, and I don't need to worry too much about Garbodor by just attaching 2 energies for that Zen Headbutt, so I can later again have my toss and turn in play. But of course, I can maybe even copy that Focused Wish, and I can maybe even go for like 80 with my Mew, for example, against Garbodor, but of course Garbodor in that case can't have Tool attached to it. Of course, 2 Mews with that Memories of Dawn, so I can copy my Snorlax attack and 2 line of Remoraid and Octillery. Definitely Mew will be very strong against Mega Mewtwo build that does not run Garbodor in build. So in addition to that, I'm running 1 copy of Escape Rope. Always good to have. I always like to play at least 1 copy of Escape Rope in my decks. I don't know, it's just way too good card, and sometimes it can help you a lot. 2 copies of Level Ball, so with the Level Ball I can search any Pokemon you can see right here on the list except for the Snorlax. 1 copy of Special Charge, so I can recycle back my Double Course energies. 1 copy of a Super Road. Then in addition to that, 4 copies of Trainer's Mails, Ultra Balls, and VD Seeker for best consistency you can get. Of course, a lot of you should probably say, why you don't have Max Elixirs? Because with Max Elixirs, I guess this deck wouldn't be budget build, because each Max Elixir is like $5 at this moment, something like that, and 4 Max Elixirs are probably gonna cost you like 20 bucks, and already you need to spend 20 bucks on your VD Seeker, and you really don't want to spend additionally 20 bucks on just 4 copies of Max Elixirs. But in theory, Max Elixirs you can hit turn 1. You can hit turn 1 with Toss and Turn, but only for 30, because I'm not playing Wally and I'm gonna be able to hit that Hypno pretty fast. So from supporter cards, I'm running 1 copy of Bridget, so I can search my deck for 3 basic Pokemons, put them onto my bench. 1 Delinquent, so I can discard Stadium and 3 cards in my opponent hand. 1 Hex Maniac. Never know when you can use it, maybe to shut down those Greninja's abilities. 1 Lysander, 4 copies of N, 1 Ranger of course, in case I play against Glaceon. Not a Glaceon, but actually Giratina or a Jolteon. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. In addition, I'm running 1 Faded Town to counter those Megas, and 1 Pearl City to cut down Pokemons down to 3 on my opponent bench, maybe even to prevent that Rayquaza from being able to one-hit knock at my Snorlax with 170, actually 180 HP. Then I'm also running 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belts, so I can increase the damage for 10 and HP for 40. 2 Flow Stones for the free retreat and 10 energies in total. 4 of them are going to be Double Course energies, and 6 of them are going to be a regular Psychic energy. As usual, if you're looking for any of these cards for this build, you can find them on CCGCastle.com. The link is provided in my video description. And with TCG Center 5 code, you can get 5% discount on your purchase. So keep that in mind. So let's do some game tests so you can actually see Snorlax in action. So see you in the game. Alright, so starting first, let's take a look at the opening hand. So the best start I could get, definitely Mew in the active position, Bridget for my bench, so I can set up Remoraid, Drowsy, Snorlax. In my opinion, this is the best way to go. So no basic Pokemon, that's 1 mulligan for my opponent. At least there is Mew, and 2 Ultra Balls. So at least I can try to set up somehow on that turn 1. So first Ultra Ball will be for Snorlax, and the second one, if I will have enough resources, is going to be for Drowsy, of course. I really want to start attack as fast as I can, so Froakie on the other side, but top deck is a Snorlax, so I guess I can just Ultra Ball for another Ultra Ball here to get that Drowsy as fast as I can. So there we go. Drowsy, Floatstone, Double Course Energy, and Sycamore for 7. Okay, so Level Ball for a Remoraid, so I can even have that Abyssal hand. I guess that's pretty much it. So looking forward next turn to Ultra Ball for Artillery. I have Hypno ready in my hand. I have Double Course Energy, so I will be ready to use my Toss and Turn, and it's gonna be Toss and Turn for 120. Will he be able to recover somehow here, maybe to find the Frogadier, maybe even turn 1 Wally for that Water Duplicate? We shall see. At least he can try to bubble. Even bubbling here my Mew is gonna be a good thing, especially if he managed to hit heads and paralyze me. I'm not gonna be able to retreat. Unfortunately, he hits the tails, so I guess I can Ultra Ball. First I can Hypno, second I can Ultra Ball. But let me just play Bridget for a couple more resources. Okay, so Abyssal hand, it's very important to set up. More than that, I will put my Pearl City to lock my opponent down to 3. And this is gonna be good night, babies. But before I do that, I'm looking forward to play my Abyssal hand. That's it. So, toss and turn for 120. Froakie is knocked out. My bench is completed. So, I'm full setup. I just need to start attach my energies on my another Snorlax. And I'm gonna be fine. So, I wakes up. And he have Froakie in his active spot. There's a Pearl City, so he's not going to be able to put more Froakies on his bench, but he really even don't need to do that. He just need to water duplicate and put those Frogadiers in play. So what I need to find is definitely that Hex Maniac as soon as possible. So there we go with water duplicate for only 2 Frogadiers. That's good. 1 energy on my Snorlax. 1 level ball just to see. And grab that another Hypno here. There we go. More than that, this is gonna be M. Okay, so there's another Flowstone and the Super Road. For now, I'm not looking to attach Flowstone. I'm just looking to use my Goodnight Babies and basically to knock out his Frogadier. So 120, Frogadier is knocked out. I will take 1 more prize, so I have 4 prizes to go. He have only 2 Frogadiers left in play. What he can do with only 2 Frogadiers in play, we'll see. Definitely he can find Greninja, but Greninja can hit only for 80. I'm gonna be actually able to one-hit knock out Greninja, but I'm not gonna be able to one-hit knock out Greninja break. So there's a Wally for Greninja. He don't even have Greninja in his hand or Ultra Ball, so he just needs to waste a supporter card like a Wally to evolve, and at least he can try to Shadow Snitching. Shadow Snitching is the best way to go here, but then this is not going to be that great. I have Lysander ready, and luckily I can just use my Swallow, hit for 50, heal 50, and basically pass my turn. As you can see right here, he don't have Greninja in play. He have Frogadier in the active position. He have Greninja in play, but not in the active spot. That's what I was looking to say. And right now, he can be Seeker for another Wally. That means that he can grab another Greninja here and Shadow Snitch again for 40. But then I can Swallow again for 50. Of course, he can retreat for free. There is 1 Greninja break. So that means that he can start to use those John Water Shurikens. 1 energy attached on Greninja and another Shadow Snitching. So interesting thing that he decided not to use John Water Shuriken. So I guess I can use my Pokemon Ranger and surprise him a little bit. There we go. Good night, babies. I guess he didn't think too much about Pokemon Ranger. So even with Pokemon Ranger, you can do a great job surprising your opponent very easily. So what do I have in my disco pile for that? Super Road, it's not worth to play. So Abyssal Hand for 2, looking for V-Seeker, but I cannot find it. So this is going to be toss and turn, this time for 120, and he needs to wake up if he wants to attack. And he managed to wake up. Alright. Right now he can knock out my Snorlax. Unfortunately, I didn't find a way to get the card I was looking for, which was a Fighting Fury Belt, and of course, the second card I was looking at V-Seeker. So there we go with the N. That means that I will get 4 new cards. Hopefully 1 V-Seeker. That's all I really need. Just a single V-Seeker. No sign of the V-Seeker, but there's a Trainer's Mail, so there's a good chance that I might be able to hit a V-Seeker. So there's a Faded Town. Okay, it's not Rough Seas, so I'm happy. I cannot say that I'm not happy. From scale 1 to 10, I'm happy 11. Because he cannot heal the damage. But oh, there's a Max Potion. He can heal completely damage from his Greninja right now. But maybe... But next turn, maybe I can knock out his another Greninja. He'll probably use Shadow Snitching again. Max Potion. Great. Can he find more energies? He's battling with 2 Greninjas here. And I'm battling with 2 Snorlax and 2 Hypnos. At least I have Hypnos. So That's not bad. Shadow Snitching again. Okay, so looking for that. Be a Seeker. I wish I didn't wake up, but I wakes up. So it's time for a Trainer's Mail. No sign of the Bee Seeker, just a Fighting Fury Belt. So I guess I can attach Fighting Fury Belt. I can Hex Maniac, so he cannot play his John Water Shurikens, and I can heal for 60. So it's not gonna be easy to knock out Snorlax. That's for sure, I can tell you that. Let's see what is the next move that he can do. I'm definitely looking for that V-Seeker, but even without V-Seeker, I'm in good position. I can always use my Swallow and heal the damage that he can do with his Greninja. Right now, he cannot even use a John Water Shuriken, so there's a Bursting Balloon, and that's interesting. So I guess I can Escape Rope next turn, and that's the thing that I will do. I will Escape Rope for the next turn, and I will retreat with my Artillery, so there's another 40 damage. Just like that, Escape Rope, so I can avoid easily that John Water Shuriken. So, not the John Water Shuriken, but the Bursting Balloon. So, another 60 damage, so right now he's down to 120. Again, my Snorlax has full HP left, so waiting to see the next step that he will do. Okay, there's a Fisherman, so 2 John Water Shurikens will happen. And that's just gonna be 120, but he's gonna be forced to use Moonlight Slash if he wants to knock out my Snorlax. That's the only thing he can do. He can always John Water Shuriken, Mew for 1 prize. Will he do that, or he will just focus on my active Snorlax? I don't know, but I will find that out very quickly. Oh, so he wants to get rid of my Hypnos. Okay, 1 Hypno is going to be knocked out. With the Lysander, he can knock out my second Hypno, but he don't have Lysander because he played Fisherman. And another John Water Shuriken. All I really need here is just a single card, which is a V-Seeker, so I can use my Pokemon Ranger. There we go, just like that. Knock out on my Hypno, and probably another Moonlight Slash here. So there's a Die Ball. Let's see what he can grab with the Die Ball. Another Froakie and put it onto bench. Okay. 3 cards in his hand. Not even Deliquent wouldn't be bad. If I can even find Deliquent as a top deck, I can be very happy. Any kind of the V-Seeker or Deliquent will do the job. Any of these 2 cards. So I will be in much better position. So there's 1 Shadow Snitching for 40. And the V-Seeker as a top deck. So this sounds like a GG here. I mean, I can even Lysander, but I don't want to do that. I just want to use my Pokemon Ranger, put down another Snorlax, use Pokemon Ranger, first drop some cards with my Abyssal Hand, maybe try to find some energy so I can prepare another Snorlax. And right now, the most important thing, I can use my Goodnight Babies. And I can knock him out, and he just decided to quit. Of course, he cannot recover from that, so that's pretty much it. So Snorlax managed to beat or kicks Greninja's ass. Alright, so calling the heads, but getting a tails is... oh, not bad because I start first. That's interesting. And this hand looks pretty good. So there's 1 Remoraid, there's 1 Drowsy, and there is no sign of the energy, which is not good. But there's opportunity to find maybe 1 energy. On the other side, I'm looking at Water deck, but I'm not looking at basic Pokemon, so it's Greninja. It's definitely going to be interesting to play against it again. So I can take 2 extra cards here, which means that I can try to set up with that energy. I'm really looking for that energy. So 2 mulligans and 1 card for draw, no sign of the energy, no sign of the energy. That's not good. I can tell you that that's not good at all, but at least I can bridge it. for another Drowsy and another Snorlax and one Mew. Or I don't need Mew in this case. I just need another Remoraid. There we go. So what to do next? Fighting Fury Belt and pass the turn. So without energy, I'm not gonna be able to attack turn 2, which is not good at all. But at least I can Ultra Ball for Octillery and Abyssal Hand. I even have that Escape Rope. Oh, he missed opportunity to do something here. So let's go with the Ultra Ball. Okay, so Ultra Ball for Octillery. It would be pretty interesting to see missing the energy attachment this turn. That would be so lucky and so funny to watch. So Abyssal Hand for 4. You gotta be kidding me. What is going on here? So I'm forced to use my M because I really need energy card. Oh, okay, at least there's just a single one, but at least it's a energy card. So energy, a level ball for another Octillery, so I can Abyssal Hand for a little bit more. I really want Ranger in my discard pile as fast as I can. Well, there's Ultra Ball and Good Night Babies. This is gonna be Ultra Ball for sure, and it's gonna be for nothing, I guess, just to have much more space to play that Abyssal Hand on my next turn. So I didn't wake up. I actually wakes up, but my opponent didn't wake up. So without Frogadier, he's not gonna be able to bubble. But right now he can Water Duplicates, and there's even Rough Seas. So the main focus is definitely going to be to find, as fast as I can, of course, that double Course energy. Water Duplicate is going to be for how many Pokemons? Let's see. I hope for 3, so I can find that. Nope, for 2. Top deck Ultra Ball is always nice to see, but let's go first with the Good Night Babies. Abyssal Hand. The first Abyssal Hand for 2, then definitely N. I'm still thinking about maybe Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for 1 N and 1 V Seeker, pretty much for nothing. Then I can Abyssal Hand with another. So I don't want to play N if I don't need to play N. But it looks like I will need to play N because I need double Course energy here, so that's not good. I can even Sycamore for 7. Let's go with the Sycamore for 7. Let's throw everything out. I know it's a bit risky, but everything for the win here. So at least there's a Ranger sitting in my hand, and Toss and Turn will be enough for the knockout, so first Frogadier is knock it out. That's the most important thing. And there's even Pearl City sitting in my hand. I discarded 3 V-Seekers, that means that I only have 1. That means that I will be able to play just twice a Pokemon Ranger. Looking to see what my opponent is going to promote in the active spot. I'm in good position right now, especially maybe if I can find even Delinquent. So I can discard his maybe complete hand. I didn't wakes up, which is great. In case he managed to Shadow Snitch, his Greninja is going to be knocked out. So I guess this is very good. I still need to wake. I still have one more turn, one more opportunity to flip a coin and get heads. And wakes up actually at the beginning of my turn. So I hope I will not wake up because that Shadow Snitch will happen. That's for sure. I can see that. But at least I have that Ranger. And I can clearly see that Shadow Snitching will happen. No, he decided to go with the Moonlight Slash. Well, that's great. That's great. I wake up. Whew, to be honest, this is a very tough decision for me. But, I don't know. Trainer's Mail for the Floatstone. Floatstone on my Hypno. If I Delinquent my opponent, I might miss opportunity to get energy. I really need to attach energy on my another Snorlax because I really want to have another attacker for the next turn. And this is the perfect hand that I get just right now. This is the perfect hand that I get. So good night, babies. It's gonna be one Abyssal hand. And his Greninja is knocked out. Just like that. Even double Core's energy as a top deck is just mind-blowing. I cannot believe how good actually this deck works at this moment. So, one price, Trainer's Mail, so he have only Frogadier and Froakie in play. That means that I can even Lysander next turn. Maybe in theory he is Frogadier on the bench. I did Wakes Up. I can even knock out his Froakie next turn, hit him for 60 with my Swallow, removing basically 6 damage counters from my Snorlax, meaning that I will have 160 HP left. But all I really need is just one Lysander or Escape Rope. So there's a Fisherman. He can bring back some resources back in his hand. Those resources are going to be just a single energy. And the best thing he can get here is a Bubble. And he did Bubbles me. So that's a big advantage, but still looking for that Escape Rope as a top deck. So this Escape Rope is pretty much victory here. I can tell you that. I can retreat. I can basically goodnight babies, and I can attach my double Core's energy on my Snorlax. More than that, I can Trainer's Mail for that Lysander in the next turn. But the most important thing, I can hit for 130 with my Tossing Turn, and he don't have any Greninja left. What else I need to do? I don't know. I mean, I have Lysander, I have 2 Octilleries in play, I have Hypno, so only that Shadow Snitching can somehow did something good for him, but anything else will not do anything. And just like that, 2 Greninjas in a row has been defeated with this Snorlax deck, so GG guys. Okay, so I will call heads, and it looks like I will start first. So let's take a look at the opening hand. It's very important to start good. No basic Pokemon here. So the best start for me, I guess, is gonna be 1 Mew in the active spot and Bridget, so I can put down to the bench Remoraid, Drowsy, and the Snorlax. So in my opinion, that's the best start I could get. Okay, at least there's a Mew, there's 1 Drowsy, and there's Level Ball and Ultra Ball. Even that is not bad, I guess. Even that is not bad. Especially because I can Level Ball for Remoraid and Ultra Ball for Octillery and Abyssal Hand next turn. So waiting to see what my opponent play on the other side. I hope it's not Mega Alakazam, but it is. Now look at my top deck, Professor Sycamore. So I have only 1 Hypno in my deck. I really don't like to see that. Should I Sycamore for 7? Or should I wait? I think I should wait for turn. Just because Ultra Balling top deck maybe Octillery, I can Abyssal Hand and then I can take a risk to find maybe N so I can keep my Super Oath. Okay, so at least my opponent finds N on the other side. Maybe he will play N, so who knows. No, he decided to go with the Sycamore for 7. 1 Gengar, 1 Teammates, 1 Mega Alakazam, 1 Fan Club, and Escape Rope discarded. Well, those are definitely good resources, to be honest. Definitely good resources. There is 1 Energy. He can always try to asleep my Mew. And there is 1 Super Oath. Hopefully he's not going to be able to asleep my Mew. Okay, so 1 Ultra Ball, probably for maybe another, maybe even for Hoopa. I don't know if he plays Hoopa in his deck. It's very hard to tell. Maybe for Shaman. Okay, Hunter and V-Seeker discarded for Shaman EX. So this might be set for 4, this might be set up for 5. So it's going to be set up for 5. Okay, so 2 Alakazams already in play. That means that he can snipe on my bench for something like 60. And maybe even more. So I will definitely need to react as fast as I can. Oh, so he cannot be asleep. I cannot be confused and poisoned. Well, that's good for me. He should do... I cannot be confused and poisoned. Okay. He misses opportunity to sleep my Mew. And very nice top deck, which is a Hypno. So I guess I can Ultra Ball right now for Artillery and have that Abyssal Hand for 5. So Abyssal Hand for 5 cards. I can maybe even hit Snorlax and Lysander here. Who knows? Well, there's a Lysander. There's a good chance that I can hit Ultra Ball. No Ultra Ball. That was very close. That was definitely very close. So I'm going with my Sycamore for 7. If there was a Snorlax, I could knock out his Mega Alakazam on the bench, but I didn't. So that's all I can do for now. I guess I can play one Trainer's Mail. Maybe I can find Ultra Ball. Okay. I guess I want to set up another Mew down to my bench. I can even attach my Floatstone. And I can Trainer's Mail. For something like a Pearl City. Limit my opponent down to 3 Pokemons in play. And more than that, I can use Goodnight Babies. Right now, I can actually knock out his Ghastly here with my Toss and Turn. Toss and Turn for 130. Grab first prize here, which is another Snorlax. For the next turn, I can Abyssal Hand for 5. I have another Snorlax. I have also Mew on my bench. All I really need is a way to find my Lysander or V-Seeker for Lysander so I can start to knock out his Alakazams on the bench. Those Alakazams will be easy 2-price targets for my Mew, so I can easily knock them out with my Mew for 260. Even if he can find, okay, there's a Lysander, my Snorlax without energies. 1 energy on his Alakazam, and Evosoda for Mega Alakazam. So at least I know... Wait, he didn't attach... That's interesting. Let's try to find Escape Rope here. Not gonna happen. Goodnight Babies. And a V-Seeker for that Professor Sycamore. I'm kinda confused that my opponent didn't splash damage on my Snorlax and on my Pokemon on the bench. I don't know why, but I cannot complain, I guess. I will just pass my turn, so I didn't wake up and he didn't wake up, so that's good. Next turn his Shaymin is gonna be Knock It Out. He will definitely needs to find a way to do something better. Oh, he actually Evosoda, so he didn't put his Alakazam from his hand. Okay, there's another energy on his Alakazam and Sycamore for 7 for... Okay, so he discarded another Hunter here. There's a Spirit Link, maybe he can get that Devolution Spray. Devolve his Mega Alakazam on his Alakazam. Oh, there's Escape Rope. I will promote my Mew in the active position. He have Free Retreat. He can be even Knock It Out. I don't care too much. As long as I will see his Mega Alakazam next turn Knock It Out by my Mew. There is Shaymin for only 2 cards, but his bench is right now locked up. He cannot do anything. That Pearl City definitely did a good job here. There's just a Spirit Link, but nothing really he can do with that Spirit Link. I guess the best thing right now here will be to get the Evolution Spray, de-evolve his Mega Alakazam, evolve his Bansheed Mega Alakazam, and then try to use that suppression. But he didn't do that. He missed opportunity to do that. And right now I will just retreat. Use my Goodnight Babies. And pretty much toss and turn for one-hit knockout. So 260. I wish I could play Hex Maniac, but I can't. But I can't complain, because I took 2 prize cards and he have only EX Pokemons in play, so this sounds to me like a GG already, because I don't know how he can back from this. I really don't know. Too many resources already discarded. He even don't have Gengar in play. So not even Ghastly on the bench, maybe to evolve in Hunter, so he just decided to quit. So guys, what else to say? 2 times in a row where Ninja Break has been defeated without any chance actually to do something significantly against this Snorlax Hypno deck. So it definitely works good. It's pretty cheap. At this moment you can get this deck for almost nothing. I mean, Snorlax is like 4 Snorlax are like a buck. Drowsy line with the Hypno, maybe $1. Mew is like $2, and Octillery can be found for like a $3. Anything else right here, the most expensive card is going to be V-Seeker with a $5 value, but anything else you can find pretty cheaply. But if you already have the staples, pretty much from the trainer cards and item cards, you can just get this Pokemon line for maybe like 12-15 bucks and build this deck on the budget. It definitely works good. The only thing you need to actually add in this build is definitely going to be that Karen instead of that Super Road, so you can actually recycle multiple times those Hypnos. I don't own Karen at this moment on the online, so that's the reason why I didn't include it in this build. Anything else, guys, as usual, if you would like to see, you can always leave the comments below and let me know, and I can always make a deck for you. So once again, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to like this video if you like it, dislike if you didn't like it, and the most important thing, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more future videos. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below. Till the next time, have a nice day wherever you are, and goodbye.